So we've actually got some good news for once. This comes out of New York's 16th congressional district. Now, you probably, hopefully, already know who Jamaal Bowman is. Jamaal Bowman is an educator in New York who was recruited by the Justice Democrats to run. And we've got some really good news, but I want to give you a bit of an overview on the race. So, the people who have endorsed Jamaal Bowman currently: Bernie Sanders, AOC, even Elizabeth Warren and Ayanna Pressley have endorsed Jamaal Bowman. So, even the more mainstream progressives, your Elizabeth Warrens of the world, your Slay Queens of the world, are even coming into play here to take out Eliot Engel, who is the current incumbent. He's been in there for 16 terms. That's 32 years that he has served. So he's been in there for a long, long time. He's becoming an old head. Also worth noting, he was caught on a hot mic at a BLM event saying, if I didn't have a primary, I wouldn't even be here, which was literal campaign suicide. Like, what a moron. Like, you might as well just drop out. You're such an imbecile, such a moron. Um, so the good news is, and by the way, before I say that, I want to say that Hillary Clinton swooped in to endorse Eliot Engel. So Hillary Clinton trying to make sure that Bernie Sanders and none of his disciples are able to get any power as long as she's alive. So that's what she swooped in to do. This is her first House race endorsement so far. Definitely the primaries. I don't know if it's overall, if it's just the primaries. But even better news: Eliot Engel is down by double digit points, meaning Jamaal Bowman is leading. This is according to a new term. It says, according to new polling from Data for Progress, middle school principal and progressive congressional candidate Jamaal Bowman has cracked open a 10-point lead in his primary bid to unseat Eliot Engel, the 16-term incumbent in New York's 16th district. In a survey conducted between June 11th and 15th, Bowman showed a commanding advantage, holding a 41-31 margin over Engel with 27% undecided. So, this is really big news. And it looks like New York is starting to become the hub for progressives taking down corporate candidates. The New York primaries have not happened yet. I believe we're just a week out here. AOC obviously unseated Joe Crowley, who was like top three, top four in the House in terms of seniority and power in the Democratic Party. It's also worth noting that Eliot Engel is supported by people like Nancy Pelosi, Jim Clyburn. So all of those sellouts with a lot of seniority and who are part of that club inside of the Democratic Party, they're all swarmed behind Eliot Engel because he's one of those high-ranking members. So I think that with the George Floyd stuff especially, and especially with this comment, I think people are just kind of tired of Eliot Engel and they want something new. And I think Jamaal Bowman offers real change. And so I think that that's the reason why they're really turning to Jamaal Bowman right now. And I think that there's a lot of areas that are very diverse, pretty progressive areas, but they're stuck with bad candidates. Then they end up having to choose a corporate candidate. But I think that the more we offer them good candidates in these New York districts, like AOC's district, and Jamal's, I think that we'll find more progressives emerging victorious in these races. So hopefully this trend continues. I hope it continues to be a trend. This is really cool news. I'm very excited. Apparently Republicans are even trying to fund a super PAC helping out Eliot Engel, so that's also worth noting. But for once, some actual good news. Hopefully Jamaal Bowman wins, and I believe it's going to be all mail-in ballots. If that's true, hopefully everyone can then vote. The higher turnout, the better it is for progressives. So let's really clinch this. So go help him out in any way that you can. But yes, this is some very good news.